Hello everyone. Before diving into today's topic, we want to take a moment to thank you for your support. Every like, comment, and subscription truly makes a difference and helps this channel grow. If you enjoy our content and don't want to miss our upcoming videos, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive all notifications. And what if I told you that some galaxies are now 34 billion light-years away from us, even though the universe is only 13.8 billion years old? Sounds like a paradox, right? How can light from such distant objects have reached our telescopes, if, rationally speaking, such a vast universe shouldn't even exist? And yet, the observations from the James Webb Space Telescope are revealing a cosmos far more complex and fascinating than we ever imagined. A space that expands, a time that intertwines with distance, a reality that challenges our intuition. This seemingly absurd mystery doesn't contradict the Big Bang theory, it reinforces it. It forces us to refine it, to better understand it, and brings us closer to even deeper answers about the origin and destiny of everything that exists. In 2022, the James Webb Space Telescope identified a galaxy 33.6 billion light-years from Earth. Then, in January 2024, it discovered another even farther away, nearly 34 billion light-years. But if the universe is 13.8 billion years old, how is it possible for these galaxies to be so distant? Shouldn't they be at most 13.8 billion light-years away, since nothing can travel faster than light and the universe itself shouldn't extend beyond the distance light can travel in all that time? Here enters a fundamental concept of modern cosmology, the expansion of space. Many wonder if these discoveries challenge the Big Bang, or if they mean there are galaxies even older than the universe itself. But the explanation lies in the dynamic nature of the cosmos and the way space and time are inextricably intertwined. To understand this apparent paradox, we must clarify a concept often misunderstood: the difference between the age of the light, i.e., the time it takes to reach us, and the current distance of objects, the so-called proper distance. A year is a unit of time. Saying the universe is 13.8 billion years old means that amount of time has passed since the Big Bang. A light year, on the other hand, measures distance. It's the space light travels in a year, about 10 trillion kilometers. So, if we say a galaxy is 34 billion light-years away, it doesn't mean its light traveled for 34 billion years, but that this is its current distance, taking into account the expansion of the universe. In fact, the light from that galaxy traveled for about 13.5 billion years before reaching us. During that time, however, space itself expanded, dragging the galaxy along and increasing the distance that now separates us. It's as if light were traveling on a moving treadmill. Even if it moves forward, the belt stretches beneath it. In the end, the distance the light has traveled no longer corresponds to the current distance, precisely because space expanded along the way. This behavior of space was discovered thanks to Edwin Hubble's observations, who noticed that galaxies are receding from us at a speed proportional to their distance. From this, it was understood that the universe itself is expanding. A good example is a rubber band. If you draw dots on it and stretch it, the dots move apart not because they're moving on their own, but because the surface they lie on is expanding. In the same way, galaxies move away from each other because space itself is stretching. This expansion is not uniform at all scales. At short distances, like between Earth and the Sun or between nearby stars, gravity prevails. But on a cosmic scale, beyond gravitationally bound galaxy groups, it's the expansion of space that dominates. For example, the Milky Way and Andromeda are moving closer and will one day merge, because their gravitational attraction is stronger than the local expansion. Let's go back to that very distant galaxy observed by James Webb. When it emitted the light that now reaches us, the universe was just 270 million years old. It was a young cosmos in full evolution. The first stars were forming, exploding as supernovae, and galaxies were growing through mergers and collisions. The galaxy we see doesn't have an orderly shape like modern spirals. It's disorganized and chaotic, a reflection of the turbulence of that primordial era. Meanwhile, the light traveled for billions of years through an expanding universe. When it left, that galaxy was about 4.1 billion light-years from us. But as the light approached, space expanded, and today the distance is over 34 billion light-years. It's not a mistake or a contradiction. It's simply the consequence of a universe in constant motion. One of the most fascinating implications is that, in the future, many of the galaxies we observe today will become invisible. The universe's accelerated expansion will push them beyond the observable horizon. Their light will no longer reach us. Yet, this whole story isn't written on static pages, but etched in the light itself. In the colors stretched by redshift, in the primordial shapes of galaxies, in the faint cosmic microwave background that surrounds us like a fossil echo of the Big Bang. Every photon we collect is an ancient messenger, witness to a journey through expanding spaces, gravitational fields, and the very fabric of spacetime. Observing that light is like opening a window onto a universe that no longer exists, but which helped shape everything we see today, including ourselves. Space missions, first with Hubble and now with James Webb, are radically transforming our view of the cosmos. Thanks to Webb's infrared vision, we can see beyond the veil of time and cosmic dust, discovering objects previously hidden. We are observing the first galaxies, perhaps even the very first stars, the so-called population 3, made only of hydrogen and helium, never directly observed before. The discovery of such distant galaxies not only confirms the expansion of the universe, but raises new questions. How is it possible that some cosmic structures already appear mature when the universe was so young? This puzzle may push us to revise our cosmological models. Maybe we've underestimated dark matter's efficiency in galaxy formation, or maybe some unknown physics is at play, linked to dark energy or new particles. We might even need to reconsider the initial conditions of the universe or its primordial composition. But this is the beating heart of science. Every answer generates new questions, every discovery expands the horizon of knowledge. And it's not just theory or academic curiosity. Understanding the universe's evolution, from its starting point of extreme density and heat to today's complexity, is essential for understanding our place in the cosmos. Every star, every planet, every form of life, everything comes from a long chain of cosmic events. Studying the primordial universe is, in the end, a way to answer the oldest of questions. Where do we come from? In the near future, even more advanced instruments, like the Nancy Grace Roman Observatory or the LUVOIR telescope, will allow us to go even further back in time, to explore regions of the universe currently inaccessible and perhaps discover signs of life. Because if stars and galaxies formed so early, planets might also have been born earlier than we think. And with them, perhaps, life. The night sky, silent and seemingly motionless, is actually a constantly updating archive, a luminous diary written over billions of years. Observing it with new eyes and sophisticated instruments allows us not only to understand the universe, but also to imagine what we still don't know. Every distant galaxy is a promise that the adventure of knowledge is still just beginning, that the unknown awaits us, and that, in the end, even we, tiny inhabitants of a planet orbiting an anonymous star, are an integral part of this immense cosmic story.